Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody, this is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Today I'm going to fix a very simple but elegant dinner on my Traeger. Smoked Cornish game hen. Here's how I make them. Cornish game hen are baby chickens. They are delicious, and they're one of the most easy and delicious meals that you can make on a smoker, on a barbecue, and they really make an elegant presentation. So I'm going to show you how I do it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this baby over. That's the back. I'm going to do what's known as spatchcocking. I'm going to spatchcock the chicken. In other words, I'm going to butterfly it. So the first thing you need is a good pair of kitchen shears, and you grab the little tail right here, the Pope's nose, and you go right in alongside the backbone and just cut it. Then you come across the other side of the backbone. Let's see if I can do this so you can see it. And go right along this side. You're getting rid of the backbone. Now, don't throw this away. Put this in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer and label it chicken parts for soup or stock. So that's valuable. Hang on to that. All right, now, in order to flatten this puppy out, there's a breastbone right here. See if you can see it. Right there. And you want to either push down, or what I like to do is take a knife and just cut it just a little bit, maybe a quarter of an inch, and then just push down and it flattens right out. Simple. There is a spatchcock chicken. Very simple. Now let me show you with the other one, because I'm having two people over for dinner tonight. So there's the back. Smokey is objecting to my cutting up his cousin, but that's okay. And then we'll cut up the other side. You really need to invest in a good pair of kitchen shears. They are invaluable. Okay, there's the other. We're going to save that for stock. Now we're going to cut the breastbone a little bit, flatten him out. There he goes. I think I missed some of this backbone here. There I did. Okay, we'll rinse those babies off, and then I'm going to put them in a brine. Here's a little kitchen tip that I learned in Mexico. I usually keep this around when I am doing chicken, because you know the kitchen police will insist that you wash your utensils very well when you cook chicken. So anyway, this little container back here, it contains a very concentrated dish soap and about 2 tablespoons of bleach. And I use that to clean my cutting board and my kitchen utensils after I cut up chicken. So this not only cleans, but it sanitizes also. So kind of a handy little thing to have. Just a little tip. I thought I'd tell you something about this cabin. It's haunted. See this rug? See how it's folded up against the hearth for the pellet stove? Well, that is kind of not the way it was a while back. There was at least a 3-inch gap between the rug and the hearth about a week ago. And it has this table on it too, so that kind of shows you that it has some weight on it. But that rug moved all by itself over to where it is right now. And the kids and I, we've noticed this for 3 or 4 years, but we have no explanation at all. But the rug just moves. Anyway, we figured the house is haunted. This is one of 2 brining buckets that I have. And make a simple brine. Put in about 4 to 5 quarts of water, a cup or 2 of salt, a cup or 2 of sugar. Now you can add other stuff, peppercorns, lemon, whatever you want to enhance the flavor if you want. I don't usually do that, but anyway, all you do is put these little puppies in here and stick them in the refrigerator. And usually 4 to 6 hours is all I do. Sometimes I do it overnight. Smokey, hold your mouth. So I put these chickens in the refrigerator 4 to 6 hours or overnight. And that usually does it. Now, this is a step I don't want you to miss. Anytime you're barbecuing and have enough advance notice, please brine the chicken. It really enhances the flavor and the juiciness of the bird. Trust me. You try it, it'll work. Any kind of a non-reactive pot will work. You don't have to have a fancy plastic bucket like this or like my other one, which has a screw top to hold the meat underneath. But you need to brine your chickens. So anyway, Google it if you want to get other recipes, but this is just a plain sugar and salt water combination that I use, and it works just fine. The chicken has now been brining for about 5-6 hours. So now I'm going to take them out and rinse them and put the seasonings on them. So we'll just rinse those really well, and then I'm going to pat them dry and we'll put our seasonings on them. I like to keep the seasoning on these Cornish game hens a little simple so that the flavor of the chicken will come out. But anyway, I'm using 2 Gringos Chupacabra blend on this one. It's a little spicier and gives a little bit of a kick, so I'm going to just season them lightly, at least on the inside. And then I'll turn them over and I'll give a little heavier coat to the outside. All right, that ought to do it. So now these are going to go into the Traeger at 275, and they should cook in about 45 to 50 minutes. And I'll have a temperature probe in the breast of one of these, and I'll cook it till it gets to about 150 degrees, and then I'm going to baste the chickens with a combination of melted butter and rosemary. Rosemary and chicken just go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's just fabulous on these birds. And it keeps the flavors a little bit on the subtle side, and doesn't overpower the bird, but it just really enhances it. So I'm going to let these seasonings sit on these birds for about an hour, and then I'll put them on the Traeger. And when we get to that point, I'll bring you back. The Traeger has now been preheated to 275. Now I'm going to put the hens on the grate, and I will put the remote reading thermometer, the ThermoPro, in, and we'll close her up. The temperature alarm just went off at 150, so that means we're ready to baste it with the butter and rosemary. So we'll probably put 2 or 3 coatings on here in the next 5 minutes or so, with 5 to 15 minutes, and then it should be ready to go. Well, they're looking good. The temperature now reads 160 in the breast, so they should be done. I'll take them off and let them rest for a couple of minutes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, there's a nice Cornish game hen dinner with Cornish game hen, salad, green beans, and potatoes with butter and all that good sort of spices. So we're ready to eat. Well, thanks for joining me on this episode of My Idaho Cabin. I hope you enjoyed this recipe of Cornish game hen, and you can see how easy it is to make, but it really makes an elegant presentation. So join in and go ahead and make it. If you have a smoker, that's great. You can do it in the oven if you don't. But as usual, the recipes will be right down here, and the subscribe button and the like button are over here. Feel free to press them if you like, and leave me a comment or two. I enjoy reading them. So anyway, until next time, this is Rick at My Idaho Cabin.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time